Welcome. #TheVersasHow is part of an entertainment podcast that exercises our freedom of speech. Our conversations, opinions, debate on a certain topic is not to offend anyone in any source. For that being said, enjoy the show. Yo, what's happening, ladies and gentlemen? What is happening? And welcome to another spectacular special edition here on #TheVersasHow. And of course, I am your host, the one that you have vote, the GOAT, the Versa. And of course, if you're new to the channel, you make sure that you do these three things. Make sure that you like, subscribe, and you press that bell at the same time. Well, ladies and gentlemen, America has spoken. They have officially spoken. It is now November the 11th. 6 days ago was the, on this Monday, 6 days ago was the election day. And the day after is when we have elected our new president. We're going to get into it, all right, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to get into it here on #TheVersasHow. And I guess I'm like the last person with the last word, right? Everybody's asking me, Versa, I want to know what you got to say. And there are people, I'm not going to mention names here on the show, just out of the protection of, their whole political talk with other people and whatnot, but I heard your voices. I have, and I'm gonna get into it. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, like I said, in this episode, I promise you, I'm not gonna hold you up that much time. All right, you feel me? I'm not gonna hold you up too much of your time. So, but I guess this one is just pretty much about news talk and vibe talk. Cause like I said, I'm not gonna hold up your time, but some big news when it comes down to November 5th through the 6th. So listen, let's go ahead and get into it. I ain't, right here, I'm not even gonna try to waste any of you guys' time. But anyway, listen, even though you guys got the theme song, I need to get myself an instrumental so I can vibe to. So give me a second. But anyway, we're gonna get into some news talk. All right, get into some news talk. Wah 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 wah. Well, ladies and gentlemen of the Americans have spoken, and our 47th president of the United States, once again, Donald J. Trump. Oops. Sorry. I don't think I meant to press that one. So I'm going to press this button. Sorry, I'm not that button. I don't mean to press that type of button. I'm sorry. But look, I mean, I don't really hear the crowd. But anyway, yeah, Donald Trump is our 47th president of the United States of America, our 45th and now 47th president. His 45th presidency run, he had Mike Pence as his vice president. Now on his 47th presidential run, he has J.D. Vance as his vice president. Look, like I said, #TheVersasHow endorses Kamala Harris. And it was funny to me because, there was a lot of people that came out to endorse Kamala Harris. A lot of people. Taylor Swift, Beyonce, D.L. Hughley, a lot of people that endorsed Kamala Harris. It didn't even take them to make Kamala to be the next president of the United States. But America has spoken. You know, they used, the First Amendment versus they went out and they voted. And the people feel like Donald Trump is the best candidate. Then my question is, as I said, the American people feel like Donald Trump is the best presidential candidate to run our country. But is America ready for a female president? Go ahead, comment on below on hashtag #TheVersaShow. Is America ready for a female president? That is the question that I have been asking versus an answer that I'm still looking for. Because Donald Trump has now beaten Hillary and Kamala. But it seems to me that he can't beat a man. You know what I'm saying? And I'm talking about with Joe Biden. But when it comes down to the females, right, is that Donald Trump, man, he conquers them. He beat Hillary Clinton at the 2016 presidential candidate debate. And then now he has officially beat Kamala Harris. Beat her by a margin. I mean, a huge margin. Beating Kamala Harris. Even like, I remember I was looking at the whole election between Trump and Kamala on the electoral votes, and Trump was up to like I think he was up to 217 at the time, and Kamala was up to like 184. And I was like, oh shit. Ooh, okay, but it's not over yet. It's not over yet. And then Trump would start winning states, and then I'm like, okay, no problem. He's up to 220, no problem. Kamala was still up to 184, and I was like, okay, no problem. She can have a little good push. Then she had a good push. She was up to 294, and then Trump was still was at like 220. Then he boosted up to 230. So I was like, ooh, okay. Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, and Michigan. Kamala, you got to take one of these states. Got to. But you really need to get Pennsylvania. And I stopped looking for a while. Then I said about the next 2 hours later, or maybe an hour and a half later, Trump was up 267. I was like, no. Kamala Harris was up to 214. I was like, no. Whoa. Trump literally just needs one state, and he's our president. He just needs one state. And then Kamala was up to 224. If I'm not mistaken, I think she got Michigan, but she was up to 224. So I was like, Kamala, I mean, this is the part where you need a miracle to really pull this off. And a little long and behold, well, it was funny. Well, to me, and I understand, because I'm like, listen, who knows? Could Kamala bounce back with Arizona taking the blue state? Because Fox News and CNN and NBC News, with Donald Trump with 267, they was like, well, he pretty much won this election, so let's just give it to him. And then out of nowhere, Donald Trump comes out and start making a victory speech. But he, lo and behold, won the election, the electoral votes. And we're going to get into that as well, too. Man, so much for me to really get into. Hope I don't really miss too much information. But with Kamala Harris, right, let's just be real. All right. First of all, shout out to Kamala Harris. I think she did an amazing job. But here is the problem. Here's the problem. The turbulence, right? On this whole playing campaign. Really what happened is when it was supposed to be Donald Trump and Joe Biden. But seeing the debate between Joe Biden and Donald Trump, it didn't look like Joe Biden was going to win this election. Because, I mean, Joe Biden was talking slow, and then he wasn't really answering the questions correctly. So it has the American people thinking. So he stepped down, and then really, it really wasn't like a Democratic like debate where we're going to see who is really going to be the Democratic office for the presidential candidate. It was just straight up Kamala, the vice president. The president saying like, listen, I'm stepping down and I'm giving the job to Kamala Harris. Kamala Harris, ladies and gentlemen, only had 110 days to get her campaign together when Donald Trump was already running and started his campaign long before Kamala was even being elected as a Democratic candidate party for the presidential race. So Donald Trump had so much time to get his rallies, which there wasn't a lot of people there, and getting his campaign speech together. Kamala Harris is so focused on being a vice president, she might kind of knew that Joe was going to step down and give her the job. She probably had a little idea that that was going to happen. But she was too busy focusing on being the vice president and trying to get us, the American citizens, just, you know, how things are with the wheel back on track. And Joe Biden just pretty much kind of surprised her with, hey, listen, you're going to be it. You're going to be the person that's going to go up against Donald Trump, because everybody's saying that I'm just too weak right now. And like I said on the previous episode, Joe Biden had a lot going on, even as him being president, a lot going on. But I'd be damn sure Donald Trump is going to be pardoning his son. But Joe Biden had a lot going on. He did the best that he can, even though out of the 4 years that Joe Biden did I see any changes? I mean, America was just back on the train tracks and rolling. To me, that's was only it. I never really seen amazing things from Joe Biden except, okay, we're back on track. But that's one. What else that we could say, okay, we are better now as a country. American citizens is moving forward. And by that was, okay, well, we need Donald Trump in office, because a lot of people feel like Donald Trump did a lot of people benefits while he was in office. For businesses, for families, for rich and wealthy people is what Donald Trump is really all about. Now, let's get into it, okay? So, I have done a little bit of research on Donald Trump, okay? And to tell you the truth, like I said on the previous episodes, I think personally, Donald Trump, as a human being, just Donald Trump, he's funny. He has a characteristic side. And when it comes down to business, he's pretty good. Maybe great. When it comes down to business, like John Taffer, Vince McMahon, Mark Cuban, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Those guys are really good at what they do in the business world. Donald Trump, I mean, I feel like he's like the bully in business. You know what I'm saying? And that's why he gets what he wants. Now, when Obama had that little, that presidential party and Trump was there, and Obama pretty much was roasting Donald Trump had that smile on his face like, all right, motherfucker. All right, guess what? I'm going to be going up against you. I'm going to run for president. And this been since like the 80s and 90s and 2000 that Trump should be running for president. Trump should be president because the man knows how to close business deals. And the man knows how to, even though he's been bankrupt by 6 times or so, 6, 7 times, 5, 6, 7 times. He's been filed for bankruptcy. But man's a billionaire. I mean, man owned casinos, hotels. Man had fucking everything. Cologne. You name it. He is just a good businessman. And the reason why Republicans feel like they should have Trump into office is because he knows how to close deals with dictators, emperors. Like, he knows how to bring the money into the country. Now, World War II, the Democrats have been great financially running this country after World War II. And that's a fact. You could Google it. After World War II, the Democrats was most known financially, economically supporting America, which means what I'm saying is that they've been doing great when America was under the Democrats financially. You could Google it. After World War II. So World War II, if I'm not mistaken, was like 1942, right? 41, 42, 43, World War II. So, Russia and Germany, Japan and United States, and those other countries as well. But Democrats have been doing great under the White House financially for America. Republicans have been doing a little slippery slope, little slip slop. Now, here's the thing that I want to ask the people. In 2020, right, when Donald Trump was president and then we had the COVID, that affected the economy. Did it? Did businesses have to shut down for a few? As well, the stock market pretty much had to be on hold. And then it was a lot of stock bearish because of Donald Trump's COVID act that he didn't know how to handle it. Now, look, I'm 100% not no Trump supporter. I'm just telling you from the outside looking in, from doing my studies. I have seen and heard that Donald Trump have been to dictators and threatened them in a sense of, look, don't be touching my American citizens, otherwise shit will be going down. Believe that. Try me. And even Trump will show you a picture of where you live, where your family stay, and then Trump will not even hesitate. He will not give you an answer. Where did you get that picture from? Man, all you need to know, you take a hair from my American citizens, it's on till the break of dawn. And he walks out. He's a good businessman. He knows how to talk to people. He knows how to get in people's heads. I mean, Donald Trump been around since the mid 70s, late 70s, really, and he's still relevant as today. But I don't think America was ready for a female president. I think America just want to stick to that male, strong figure president that when emperors and dictators try to threaten our countries, they know how to talk to them properly as men and solve the problem as men. And I don't think America is looking at it as a female sitting down with a dictator like Vladimir Putin and say, hey, this shit ain't right. Let's cut this shit out. I don't think Putin would listen to Kamala. I don't know. But he will listen to Trump, though. Now, let's get into Elon Musk and Dana White. Two powerful, richest men here on earth. Dana White, president of the UFC. Elon Musk, owner of Tesla and made rockets and etc. I mean, the man is a future genius, to tell you the truth. So they endorsed Donald Trump. Now, also too, Donald Trump has helped out Dana White with the UFC and also kind of helped out Elon Musk as well too when it comes to his future cars and his electronic cars and stuff. Donald Trump just see what make money goes and grows. If you truly ask me, Donald Trump just knows where the money train is, where it's heading, and how it's moving. But America rather have, like I said on a previous episode, Kamala Harris is about health, Donald Trump is about financial. And America has decided and have said, we rather have financial than to have our health. We rather have our financial than to have our health. And I understand that. You guys rather have the American dream, live the American dream. But there's people out there that are really struggling trying to live that American dream, but the red carpet gets just tugged underneath their feet. And now, they trip, they fall, they back on the floor. They have to get back up slowly in pain just to work their way back up. So Donald Trump is saying no taxes. He's going to try to work with the middle class and all that. But let's just see how it turns out. Now, one of the guys that I've talked to at one of my jobs, right? He told me, he was like, this is insanity that America wants this guy again after he affected so many lives. And I've said, look, he was our 45th president. He did 4 years and was impeached twice. Now he's our president. Once again, the emperor struck back. And we only have 4 years with Donald Trump. It's not like we have 4 years and then he's like, I'm going to run again. Maybe I should run again, right? Back to back, I should run again. Yeah. He can't run again. This is it. He got these 4 last years and we're done with Trump. We're finished with Trump. It might be somebody else underneath Trump's watch. I think that's what's going to happen. I think it could be JD Vance that might go up for the presidency next, or it could be someone that Donald Trump sees as him to be the next president. And Donald Trump is going to offer Elon Musk, Dana White, and other entrepreneurs that supported him to support his next candidate. That is what I think. Okay. But other than that, we just got 4 more years with Trump. Just 4 more years and we're done with him. Finished with him. So let's just stick these 4 years out with Trump and let's just get the next person in correctly. And I think this time, maybe the American people might not give a shit who's going to be the next president, but they give a shit when it was Donald Trump. Now, let's go back to 2020, right? The 2020 election. The 2020 election when Joe Biden won. A lot of people is now speculating that is it true that Pennsylvania was rigged? Personally, I'm not saying it, but people saying, is it rigged? Because last year it was Joe Biden state, the Democratic states. Now it's back as the Republican states, Trump state. So they want to know if, Pennsylvania really didn't show out too much as well. PA didn't really show out. Philly didn't show out too much. But when I looked at the map, there was a lot of red states that believe in Donald Trump as our president. And you know what? Somebody once said too that it's funny because on January 6, 2021, when Donald Trump incited the whole riot at the Capitol, we fast forward from 2024, we forgot about that. And also too, let me just add too, like this what really shows America's true colors is red, white, and blue. Huh? That they have elected a criminal. Yes, a criminal, because he was found guilty in the charges that he was going up against in New York. He was found guilty. He's a criminal. And he's our president of the United States of America. How about that, America? I've seen the movie Gotti by John Travolta. One scene that sticks out to me the most really was when the judge indicted John Gotti and his wife stands up and screams, "The government is the biggest gangsters in America." Hey, you guys got a criminal in the White House. You don't think that's a gangster move? Would you have like a John Whitey Bulger as your president? Would you have a Al Capone as your president, would you even have a trying to think of like a or Jimmy Henchman? Would you have Jimmy Henchman as president of the United States? Criminals. Donald Trump, a criminal. I'm not gonna say the whole track of, we all know, but he done things that he got indicted and then found guilty of. I don't know. Like I said, America has spoken. And I'll say this with Donald Trump. I don't want to forget this. And this is going back from Donald Trump being a good business person, a good businessman. He's a businessman and a businessman. Donald Trump helped out a lot of people that was trying to come up with their business that was struggling. He's seen the potential in that conglomerate and said, you know what, I'm gonna give this a chance and a shot. Example, Vince McMahon. When Vince McMahon was starting WrestleMania, Vince had no money when he put all of his money into WrestleMania. Trump in WrestleMania 4 and 5, if I'm not mistaken, it was in the Trump Plaza. He had WrestleMania in the Trump Plaza. I believe it was in 4 and 5. It was Macho Man Randy Savage versus Hulk Hogan for the WWF at the time championship, for the WWF championship. And Trump had held WrestleMania in most of his plazas. Now going to UFC, the first UFC in 2001, Trump has hosted that at the Trump Taj Mahal Plaza, at the Trump Taj Mahal. So he gave a lot of people chances to come up as well to be successful. And he made a lot of money off of that. Now, like I said, it's ego. Donald Trump. If you search up ego, the definition of ego or egotistic, Donald Trump should be popping up everywhere. He is a walking egotistic figure walking on God's green earth. Somebody probably gave him the ego on saying, you know what, Trump, you're so great being a businessman. You should be president of the United States of America. You know what? You're right. I'll be a great president. Greater than all the rest of the presidents that we had. I will be the greatest president that people will see with the two own eyes. Oh, yes. Oh, that was a bad Trump impression, though. I tried. But Trump, when it comes to closing deals and negotiating deals or situations, he's good at that. I'll say that, okay? But as a president, I don't think he's good for being president, especially when we're talking about Roe versus Wade and, with the abortions, not really giving women rights. And I understand that. Some females out there crying and upset because, Trump has he has a say on what you should do with your bodies. And I understand the women, I feel y'all. I do. Like I said, I heard in person to person and comments, I have heard. And I'm sorry. I'm very sorry that you women have to go through this. I am, and the children too. I am very, very sorry. But America has spoken. And they'd rather have Donald Trump as president. They feel safer around Donald Trump as president than having any other person on earth. Some really feel like Donald Trump is the greatest person on earth, the greatest president on earth. He's trying to lock up the borders to keep immigrants into this country with the gangs and the violence and the drugs. I understand. I get it. But let's just say, okay, I just hope that Donald Trump just does a better job than he did at his 45th presidential run. Really. I just hope Donald Trump just does better than he did on his previous run. I hope that he woke up and when he saw Joe Biden running this country, he was like, nah, hold on. If I was president again, I will make sure I would do things better. And I just hope that Donald Trump does things better, because a lot of people is saying, welcome to the shit show. We was on 4 years of commercial breaks. Now we're back to the Donald Trump shit show. Let's just stick out these 4 years with this guy and let's just hope for the best. Us as a United States of America, not divided states of America, we just bring our unity into play, just like we did when he was president, our 45th president of the United States. A lot of people unified. Now as him, our 47th president, let's just do the same thing. And let's hope Donald Trump does things better and he has a better aspect on things when it comes to, you know, the laws and the no taxes and stuff. Listen, guys, January of 2025, this man's going to be officially our president. So let's just see what happens. OK, let's just see what happens. Sit back, have your popcorn and beer. And if you trying to find a way to, I don't know, most people talking about leaving the country or this country's better. I don't know. Just do the best you can to live. To tell you the truth, that's the truth. Do the best you can to live. OK. And let's just hope that our commander in chief does a better job than he was our 45th president. OK. That's it. Let's just hope. Like the Obama campaign, hope, right? Here's a fun fact. If Michelle Obama was running for president, would you think she would have won? Yup. Hands down. Because she's the most popular person on earth. And plus two, we all love to follow Michelle Obama. So she would have definitely have beaten Trump. 100%. I think a lot of people would have went out and voted, but Kamala Harris didn't have no time. She had no time. 110 days. That's not a lot of time to run your campaign. And then a lot of people was upset too. Oh, how come she didn't come out, giving us a seated speech, but Trump could give us a victory speech? Because she didn't have a seated speech. She had a victory speech. That's why she said on Wednesday she was going to come out and say her lost speech, her seated speech. She called her Donald Trump. She ceded the election to him and congratulated him for being, once again, the 47th president of the United States of America. Then she came out Wednesday and she gave her seated speech. I didn't hear it, but I heard it was powerful. And after this show, I might just give it a little catch on it. But other than that, America just not ready for a female president, I don't think. Or, it's like I told my boy, the only way we can have a female president, that's if we have a female Democratic going up and a Republican female going up. That's the only way we can have a female president. Other than that, if it's going to be a female against a male, I think the male just have more of the advantage. I think the people has already seen that all our presidents has been men. So, but who knows? I still believe in Kamala Harris. She was focusing on the middle class and stuff. And again, people are saying that she was a prosecutor. She arrested black men and she's going to help the black community out. Like I said, y'all go out and Google Kamala Harris and do your research, okay? I felt like she was the best candidate for this, even when she went up against Joe Biden in 2020 to be the Democratic presidential race. I thought she was it. But she lost to Joe Biden. Joe Biden said, hey, it's not over for you. You will be my vice president. And she became the first female black vice president. You can never take that away from her. Never. I'll take that. Yes, would I rather have her being our first female black president? Of course. But in the meanwhile, let's just take the fact that she was our first black female vice president, and she opened a lot of doors for these females to say, hey, we're not just staying home moms, or we just cook and clean, or we just do all women's job. We could do this shit too. So, again, shout out to Kamala, and Joe Biden and Barack and Michelle Obama and everybody that has endorsed Kamala Harris, even though, it was some powerful people that was endorsing Kamala Harris, but there was more powerful people. I'm talking about financially, not just fan base, but financially supported Donald Trump, and Donald Trump became our 47th president. So let's just stick this out. Let's just see how this goes. All right. And I just hope it goes out well. One thing I don't want, like I said this on a previous episode, is that I do not want another shutdown. Well, then again, a clean shutdown. You know what I'm saying? But not no viruses. That I don't want. Hell no. No more viruses. We done with that shit. I don't want no COVID-19, no COVID-20, no COVID 2025, none of that. I'm done with it. Donald Trump, if there's a health crisis, your ass better get on that quickly. Quickly. Because I feel like if he would have done the health crisis pretty well, if he would have shut down America and handled the COVID-19 and America was back on track, then I think he would have ran. He definitely would have done 8 years, hands down. He would have done 8 years. And we probably would have been done by Trump by now. But we got him again. So let's just listen. Y'all, I know some people are scared. I understand, okay? The things this man could do. And like I said, Bill Cosby, right? We all know him as a powerful man, right? If that man could go to jail so quickly, but this man could be found guilty on charges and still run for president and win the election, Donald Trump is very powerful. He's powerful. Powerful man. So let's just see what happens, ladies and gentlemen. Let's just see what happens. All right. Well, that got out the way. Done with the news talk. Let's go quickly into some vibe talk. Quickly on some vibe talk. Once again, like I said, Young Thug is out of jail on probation. He linked up with T.I. And then here's a crazy part. He talks about Gunna like, yo, we ain't friends. Stop telling people we're, something like that. Like, we ain't friends. So, Young Thug, stop. Don't even acknowledge them. Just stop, bro. Work on your music. Work on it. Stop worrying. Stop focusing on these guys. They are irrelevant to you. The judge is letting you know they are irrelevant. Stick to your music. Okay? Also, too, with Lil Durk, I hope all these new music artists, I hope they realize and catch this whole entire scandal, not scandal, but this shit that Lil Durk got going on. He might not even see the world change. So any music artists, up and coming new music artists, please get into the music industry correctly. Know your rights and wrongs. If you feel like your manager is also trying to play you in your career, then shut him down, shut her down, whatever, and make your money. You become a business, okay? You become a business. And you will let nobody destroy your business. Nobody. So, don't go out here and trying to act like some kind of gangster, man. Just act like a businessman. Watch your money grow. And if the haters gonna hate, then watch the money pile up. So, just stop all this whole stupid shit. Till this day, I can't believe, I'm still hearing text messages from Lil Durk like, oh, just don't tell this to nobody. Like, you gonna text somebody, don't tell this to nobody, and everybody got the text? Lord of Dirk, man, my God. All love to you, man, really. But it's like, bro, you're a Grammy winner, and then you're gonna talk about on your tracks, a Grammy is not gonna change me. It should have changed you. It should have changed you. Stop with the whole street mindset, ladies and gentlemen, for real, because it's fucking stupid. It's stupid. It is not ignorant, it's stupid. Learn your economics. Learn how to grow your money. Learn how to save your money. Don't even be egotistic when you have the money. Learn, no, even if you have the money, oh, well, it's like I'm being like these white people. It's like I'm being like these little sellouts. You're doing what's right for you and your family. Because my question is this: is Lord Dirk doing what's right for him and his family? He's sitting up in jail, not making, well, his music is selling, but he needs to make more music in order to stay relevant, to continue making that money flow. If Lil Durk was doing movies, TV shows, he probably would have been okay. But he ain't doing that. I think he only been in Power, if I'm not mistaken. But that's only like an appearance, a cameo. America. What is going on, America? Let me wrap this show up. Can you feel it? Can you feel it? Can you feel it? Versus final word. Versus final word is real simple and real easy. Like I said, America has spoken. America has voted. And who they have voted for is what they believe in their hearts should be our commander-in-chief, and that is Donald J. Trump. Okay. Now, I'm not getting into politics. I really don't like talk about politics because it's literally a one-way street with some people talking about politics. But us as American people, all right, we got to come together as united and fight for our rights, from the words of Bob Marley. Got to. We did it when this man was our 45th president, and we'll do it again as he is our 47th. Stick together as Americans. We know what we want. And even though our voice has been heard and we made our statement for the 2025 and 2029 presidential run with Donald Trump, our next presidential election, let's just see how this folds and goes. And let's not make the same mistakes that we did on November 6th. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, and that was #TheVersaShow. And you make sure that you do these 3 things. Make sure that you like, subscribe, and you press that bell at the same time. Ladies and gentlemen, I thank you so much for viewing #TheVersaShow. And subscribers are growing, viewers are growing, and I thank you, ladies and gentlemen, so much. And the music is growing too. So I appreciate you guys each and every single day for viewing #TheVersaShow, and I thank you. And I love you. I do. Because if you are new to the channel, you make sure that you just subscribe now to the #TheVersaShow channel. And you make sure too as well that you follow me on Instagram so you could DM me for any questions, or also like my videos and photos that's on my Instagram. You know what I'm saying? Music as well too. So I really do appreciate you guys each and every single day, because I work hard on this show. And as well too, we are on the countdown to the 100th episode of #TheVersaShow. And I know you guys are not going to miss that. The 100th episode. I cannot believe it, man. I mean, I remember starting back from the first episode, and now we're getting close to your 100th episode. So God bless on that. Yeah. So anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to go ahead and let y'all go, all right? Because you already know what this is. It's the best podcast around, and I am the Versa. And I see you guys on another episode here on Hashtag The Versus Show, the countdown to the 100th episode of Hashtag The Versus Show. And I got to leave you with, as always, peace into the Middle East. Productions. What's happening, ladies and gentlemen? I thank you for watching the latest episode on Hashtag The Versus Show. For more new episodes, you make sure that you like, subscribe, and you press that bell for more new episodes. And if you have any questions to ask, to get my intake, my answer on this show, make sure that you add me on Instagram at TheVersa. And also too, can't forget to follow too, so press that button as well. Ladies and gentlemen, I thank you for watching. Until next time, Hashtag The Versus Show, the best podcast around.